It doesn't look like it's going to stand up too well. I guess it's going to focus a little bit. I'm glad I did get the little ride in yesterday. It rained earlier for a moment, and then the sun come back out, and it turned into a humid, hot mess. It still didn't put out the neighbor's fire all the way. He come back to life. I burned my burn pile the other day. It was huge. Got to burn some more right there. Actually, I'm gonna pull that stuff over there to where that stuff was, burn it. But yeah, that's not motorized bikes. I was bored and I didn't want to come out and then turn, like I said, it didn't turn humid and hot, and I was like, whatever, I'll just stay inside, drink some water and chill. Might play some video games later, but we'll go live and talk about motorized bikes for a little while. And I played some Roundup the other day right before it came and rained, like Thursday or Friday. It rained some too, a little bit, but I just sprayed the rest of the Roundup. Yeah, that's Wash 10. We're going to put it in the room later on the ceiling. Look at these things, how wore out they are. Try to get y'all a little better light. It finally broke out here, the flexi. It's been sitting out here for a while. I still clamped onto it and used it last time on the big bore cylinder. But she's past her prime. And remember, this is one I built because when I went to O'Reilly's, whatever, a couple of years ago, they didn't have one my size. All they had was the small one, right? You know, you see that inside there. Okay, that's for the your brakes. Anyway, it's for holding out the something to do with the disc, the little cylinder, the disc cylinder, the cylinder holding out the cylinder, and the your disc brake setup. Anyway, I bought the bigger ones and added them to the small ones with super glue and baking soda. Ain't that it? The two chemicals together make it even harder bond. I think it's baking soda. Yeah. And super glue. So I made this bigger one with the smaller one years ago. But now you can buy this one online. What's up, Leonard? Well, yeah, she's wore out. But yeah, now you can buy this on Amazon or eBay for like $14-15. But O'Reilly's didn't have the size I needed. They had a big, huge one, and they had this little one that I modified. I just had to buy this one. And then I bought the brushes separate that you can just add on. Yeah, super glue and baking soda is an aircraft trick for wing dimples in the wing to level them out. It's a super strong bond, though. Like I said, I've done many cylinders with this old thing, but you can see how thin the brushes are. That one's about gone, and it's beveled from top to bottom. Let's look at this one. It's about the same. And those are all just for the iron cylinders that I ran. Every one of them got a Honan. Video is being very glitchy. Like my signal is. But the video looks good out here now. But it's very glitchy. Yeah, the short ride it was okay. But I had shorts on her. I'd have stayed in the pipe a little longer, but she's powerful. She's super powerful. So I got to do something
The blue bike's ready. What's up, Mike? It's just chilling with the kid on it. But I want to put something China back on the silver bike. And I'll play with the billet engine again. I mean, I took the intake off of it so I could run on here, and I hadn't bought another intake yet. But I want to put something China on the gray bike. And pull the fancy engine off, I'm sorry to say. It's nothing wrong with it. I may even rebuild it with an aluminum cylinder. And maybe a different stroke. I may even tear it down, pull the 46 out, clean it up, shelve the 46 crank for another day, and rebuild it with something else down the road that I've been specking out and looking at, you know. Because the deck's made for a 40 millimeter stroke anyway, so. And I didn't tamper with anything on my case, on my Smollett case, so I could still do whatever I wanted to. I can go 40 or do the 42 or 44 with slight tiny spacer or something, you know, on a normal, you know, cylinder, and not what I had to do to make the that iron cylinder work. So that was my thoughts on it. Just make a better engine. It was a good engine how it is. Y'all heard it. It was okay. Little funky up top. Like I said in the beginning, if I didn't like it, I'd redo it. It was nice. It was cheap. So my thoughts are here, we'll go walk and look at it. It's just right here. I don't know how good the signal's going to be right here. Hopefully I'll go slow so we don't miss nothing. She's there. I just pulled the intake off of her. There's nothing wrong with her. But I would like a better cylinder, better fit to a better stroke, and not something crazy that I did. So my deck height is still the same. I never did mess with anything on my Smollett case. Standard horizontal deck height for, you know, like a 40 millimeter cylinder. I got a 46 in there, a lot of work on the cylinder. Everything's still good and great. Nothing wrong. Low amount of hours. Maybe 3 at the most. But we'll better fit it to something else. This is a lot of work. It was still fun. And we may do something with this. We may put this on a China cylinder or give it away. We'll see what we'll do with this one day. Nothing soon. The cylinder I'm talking about. The cylinder and piston only. Not my engine. But yeah. Maybe, if, you know, rebuild it, fit it with a 40 or 42 stroke something. Aluminum, nice cylinder, you know. We will see though. The pipe is built for horizontal. There's nothing, this pipe will never be chopped. It'll stay for horizontal no matter what. So whatever engine I rebuild, or when I rebuild this one, whatever cylinder I run, the horizontal, this pipe will go back on it. I'm hoping the signal's okay. But yeah, everything, look, I mean, the carb's still brand new. There's no staining on even the carb yet. I just like riding, and we'll ride this another day when it's better set up. It's tuned. I got it as good as I can get it so far. The up top, that's because of the stroke and the everything I explained before I even ran it. So it still did good. We'll make it better. Give me a fancier cylinder. We may even keep it 50 millimeter. We might go back down though to a 47. We'll see. Everything's still Gucci on it. I may pull out that RDM spring and put a SP spring on the RDM shaft because it fit better in the cases. So something to think about. That's my thoughts anyway. I'm gonna put something China on this bike while I pull this off and figure out what I want to do with this, which is going to get rebuilt. I mean, it's fine right now. Like I said, I'm going to shelf the 46. May use it as a... I'll just shelf it. There's nothing wrong with it. We'll look at it when I pull it apart. We'll inspect everything. And Yeah, but the plan is to go somewhat China. Yeah, there's miscellaneous
Cases and parts, new cases. This is the little case reed I pulled apart and got the crank out of. Just like brand new. I even put a little extra grease in there when I built it. I just didn't like it where it hit the webs. But it was about complete. So I put a little grease in there. Yeah, I got a little delay on my camera. But yeah, I just didn't like how it hit the webs like that. I've seen better ways of doing it, but if I can get my hands on Silly Science, trade me something for that case. Yeah. I'll trade him a Falcon cylinder kit for the case.
straight up. They're worth 130 now. I don't know what you would value the case at, but that's one good even trade right there. Falcon cylinder kit for that GT case reed setup, a real GT90 case reed, real. Because that's the China case I want to put something on. But yeah, got to keep it. The brake light still hooked up. The filter was nice. I can recommend the filter. It is nice and it does work. I don't care for it being nibby, but whatever. I guess they're making okay stuff. But yeah, it fit perfect. It barely had to tighten that up. Barely. Just as soon as it cinched down, it was tight. Didn't really pinch on the plastic hard none or nothing. It's great. But yeah, just the normal 21 cheap carburetor I bought, 2021 or some shit. Let me turn off the light. Yeah. Dual stage reeds, I need to drop the Pilot. We might drop it to the 38, see how she does, but I just had the idle way down on that last ride after I crunk it up and it was up high. I twisted it like fucking whole turn down or some shit and never adjusted back up. Oh, that's just crap. Never adjusted it back. I adjusted it up as soon as I come in the driveway. And that's not setting up real high. It just looks like it. And I always make sure the line's going straight down into the top, gives it easier. You don't want your lines pinched. You want it smooth action, smooth. You don't want this line laying down like this. You want it to have a swoop in there, nice and fluid, easy motion. Now I got a zip tie back here in line with this thing to keep it from moving back and forth so it holds its little bend. But yeah, she's doing great. Just a regular sealed bearing clutch setup with the SP spring. And I think I got 9 green pads. And I am running the bucking bar and the ball. Sometimes I don't run the ball bearing, and I'll have a longer bar, hardened bar. And but this one I got the ball bearing in, and the red tacky grease. I need to buy some more grease. But yeah, she's doing good. Never put the studs in her yet, but like I said, we ain't. She pulls. She don't. I was showing you rolling off the throttle just a little bit and then hitting it again. There's no slip. She don't do nothing but grip. And I think let me get the focus on. I tightened it down. It was like 2.5, 2 3/4 threads. It was like damn near finna show the third. It was cresting the third thread showing. So if that'll help y'all out any. This thing ain't never slipped yet. And she's there on timing and power. I'm like getting the power out of her. I'm not trying to turn a million RPM, but trust me, she'll spin probably to 11 if I lay down. And that's pushing 65. I've already took her past 10. I've already took her to 60 once off camera. So whichever one knows she'll do that, but at temperature and power, yeah. I'm a reliable, yeah, you can pull 10G every day. Works. But yep, rebuilt, running nice. Yeah, there's a super delay. Would like some slimmer brakes up front. Or I might have to get some newer shocks, because now under light braking, I can hear one of these spokes barely touching this brake. Barely. Ding, 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 ding. So that means the bracket up here is flexing under braking. Otherwise, it don't click. You won't hear it. And I just started hearing it not long ago, and I heard it on the last video too. So now I need to address that. It's my only concern on the bike. Everything else is solid, but now I hear, yeah, 10K is just, yeah, it'll do that all day, but she'll do 11, and that's no port. Only port work I did was on the intake, just a little bit on the intake. Everything else is stock. But yeah, I did port on the intake a little bit. Dual stage reads. And yeah, I can still make her go even harder if I wanted to, but there's no need. I can shorten my intake a hair, a little bit more. My runner. The only thing she needs, like I said, was to drop the pilot one more. I can drop it to a 38, but on the next ride, I probably won't even drop her. I just needed to raise that idle up a hair. It wasn't up enough on the last ride, like I said. But yeah, only the brake though. I need to address that, see what's going on. I know it's got to be flexing under braking, because that's the only time I can hear it. And I've checked it a couple times. So like right now, there's clearance in there. It's not no use of me even trying to show you in there. But yeah, I do believe the power of the hydraulic kit bike is flexing my bracket up there, thus making the spoke rub on. And I can see it barely. Let's see if I can get your light on here. You see that one little bitty scuff mark right there below that last bolt? Right there. That is a rub mark. That little scratch right there is from the spoke touching under braking. You hit click, 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 click. But you can't see any marks, really. Where's it? That one right there. That might be the one. They all look beautiful. No brake dust. But there's something that needs to be addressed. Because I don't want to tear my nice rims up. These are my newer set from 2023 when they came out with the thicker hubs. Because everybody was running, they started running the dual disc brakes. So they made them beefier. That was the reason for the only reason I could see for the change when he did it. But yeah, these are when he came out in 2023. Because
because I got the 2022s and the front hub black in the center and a little thinner. So yeah, you never tell them full RPM, Leonard. You get them, you entice them with a small RPM, when they show up, you blow them out. You know how it goes. You never give them you never give them all the meat and taters. You just let them smell it. And yeah, I gotta drink my water. Yeah. I just got to figure out what I'm going to put on the other bike, what to build to put on the other bike. I mean, I got an idea, but it involves me spending money I don't want to spend because it'd need a new head. An O-ring head, because that's what it's up for. But I really don't care about running that one. I'd rather sell the cylinder kit or build the engine and sell it, because it would be a bad motherfucker for somebody. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I have bottom ends. I got another YD bottom end out in the house. It probably needs to be tore down and rebuilt. It's brand new, but and the only reason I say that is because Ivory Power didn't put them bottom ends together. They just come straight from China like that. That's why they still have the shields on them. So I don't know what the fuck they did. They definitely didn't put the bottom ends together. China did all that. Fooled by pictures. But I did go to Treat Land the other day and order a couple of small parts. Got me some more C-clips and, I mean, not C-clips, G-clips. But my reckoning was to determine if they were sending the same one in the same package that they were selling for the Stage 6 that I was buying for my stuff. And I bought some from the Melosi brand in the same picture they was using for both objects. So I was going to see if they're going to send me. So I bought all Melosi this time. I even bought a Melosi bearing, which was different. I bought it because it was nice looking. I want to try it. It's for the standard China crank engine, 10 millimeter bearing. But yeah, I wanted to see if they was going to send the same clips out in the same packaging, unlabeled packaging, as they was with the Stage 6 ones, because they were whatever $1 cheaper. These were $3 for a pair, which was the Stage 6 are like $3.99. So I'm waiting on them to come in. I just ordered them Friday, so I won't get them until probably the end of next week. You don't need to see my email. Yeah, I missed the sale. I always know when the sale is because I try to keep up with it. But yeah. Here's the little needle bearing. It's nice, it's the copper one like the China sent out in our big end bearing in our cranks. But it's a Melosi. It's got the copper tone outside.
10 by 14 by 13. Nice looking, hard looking rollers. Yeah, $13.99. Usually I got the stage 6. They also have stage 6 ones are usually the silver looking coated ones. But they also have Molosi and Polini also have the same. They all have a same colored looking thing. Anyway, I seen this one. I was like, well, let's try that on something too. Real nice looking bearing. Made for a scooter, so damn sure will work for us for the price. What you talking about, Leonard? Yeah, those Hope 4 piston cost too fucking much. Guaranteed my pit brakes stop harder than them, but they're heavier. Ain't nothing stopping harder than them fucking pit bike brakes over there. They're dual piston too. Those bitches they'll break shit, but they just mine's rubbing, so I could downgrade my brake so that I get more space up front. I may have to downgrade it and run something else besides the pit bike and I could run a pull hydraulic, a pull cable hydraulic thing or whatever. But I just need the braking system to be a little slimmer up front. Otherwise, I'll have to take the caliper off and use little washers behind it to space it out away from the hub. Therefore, I'll have to either take same thing with the bracket. Stuff's got to move if I move shit, so I'd rather not have to move the bracket, the brake hub. I'd rather not have to use the brake disc. I'd rather not move or space it out. I'd rather just change out the braking system, period, and go about it that way. I mean, if I had room, I would even consider putting it back on the back and removing the front, because I would love to have a proper rear brake over a front brake any fucking day. Like I said, let the back tire lock up, I could keep her straight. Let the front tire lock up, shit's breaking and you're going, yeah, fuck that. We can ride that bitch to a stop with the rear. The front, you ain't riding shit. Going down. I don't want to go down. And I've had the fronts all this time because it was easier. Clean things up. But I'm not against going to the rear. I'm not going to buy a new fucking hub so I can throw it on the opposite side, though. I'll keep it on the same chain side. Yep, and then the clips, that's the same picture I get on the stage 6 clips. But we're going to see if they send them to me in the little red clear package. I mean, they're nice and they're hardened, trust me. I've had good luck with them. So we're going to try these Molosi, see how they come in. I got 2 sets of 10s and 2 sets of 12s. And then that bearing. Because I always try to buy at least one bearing when I order from them. But you can also get good prices on the bearings on eBay too. That's where I bought my Avenger bearings. For the little LT50 motor, Suzuki motor. Yeah. So, let's just click, see what's on their home new page. Yeah. E50 stuff. Ignition stuff. What up, Jared D? I can see a little picture down there. Let me hop over, see what y'all talking about. Now the chat's caught up. The chat was being stupid. I guess y'all chatting more now. Anyway. Yeah, we were just talking about bikes and projects and stuff. I'm probably just going to do a little something on the gray bike. There's some things I need to address. The green bike's fine. It needs a brake. We're talking about a brake on it. I still got to add my studs for the exhaust, but it's besides the point. Yeah, we just hanging out. It sprinkled earlier, and now it's a hot mess out there. And then my cousin called me as I was trying to start the live. I was going to start it earlier. That's why there was like 2 in my trying to pop up. He wanted to go fishing tomorrow. I was like, look, I ain't ready to go fishing tomorrow. I was like, you can't hit me with that the day before. I was like, that ain't in my plans. His truck was broke down. He was trying to get me to take my truck and lead me up to pulling the boat. And I was like, nah, I ain't pulling nothing nowhere. I was like, I'm good. But that's what he was trying to get me to do. Before he could do that, I was trying to get him to go to the bar pits and fish. I was like, you better hit them banks up. It's like the water just rolled back. It's like it's going to be prime. Ain't no duckweed on there. Yeah, I was getting the head cheaper on eBay. Or did I get it from here? I can't remember where I got it from. Might have been here though. My other head though was cheaper than that. But yeah, he's trying to get me to go fishing tomorrow. I was like, I ain't going fishing. I damn sure ain't going in no boat. Not tomorrow. $12 axles, 22 long. 27 millimeters of thread, 12 by 220 long. Very similar in size to the derby rear axle. You can get your axles on here. Some of these axles will fit our Geminis. I forget how long the bolt was he sent, but if you know how much bolts you need and the threads, there you go. If you needed a longer one or something, I mean, trust me, I've been looking at these for years. They got different bolts and lengths, and a lot of that shit fits our bike shit. So, but yeah, that's 27 millimeters of thread. It's 12 millimeter bolt, 220 long. So if you're close to that, there's a nice fancy bolt. But like I said, if you search and read some of these sites and just, about the size of your parts and shit, a lot of this shit you can use, some you can't. But that's just if you're doing random surfing, you just check it out, learn this shit. Yeah, it wasn't the best video, but I had to get a little video in because I knew this was going to happen. I could hear it again. Y'all seen the sunshine earlier, but y'all couldn't see the clouds in the distance. Neighbor did mow his grass this morning, so I knew it had to be ready to mow. Rain. If it cools off, no rain this evening, I might sneak out on the blue bike with the headlight down. Might shoot a little video on it, because that's what I was wanting to do, make a little video with the blue bike with the headlight in the evening. Make a little ride video at dusk. But timing hadn't been right. I wanted to ride the green bike here a little bit. Because it's doing great. There's no slipping on it. Like I said, I already took it up to right over 60, and that's like 10.2 with my gearing. But that was off camera. Not that day either. It was the ride before that ride. $10.2, $10.5, something like that, because the calculation for 65 was 11 something. It wasn't very high though. So, yep, on and off all day, brother. Need to figure out a cheap build I can do. I already have a bottom end. I mean, I got top ends too, but what I could put back on the gray bike. and see what would fit on it. Because I'd like to run my China pipe again, the one that we built at Kevin's. I'd like to run it with the slip flange, the little small slip flange header for the China dolls. I'd like to run it again on something. Because all I ever ran it on was that 49 millimeter. And the crank beat me to death, shaking the shit out of me. So I got rid of, pulled it apart or whatever. But yeah, that's one of the pipes hanging outside. I'd like to reuse it again one day on an engine. But make sure my volume. Make sure the volume is up. But yeah, I'd like to rerun that exhaust one day. But I also have the old Falcon exhaust I need to fix one day. Unless I build a new one, because I do have another flange. And I can also just chop that one off and weld it onto something, because it's only KTM 65. But my stinger broke off. When I had it apart, I stepped on it outside or moved it around. And I broke the stinger and I just tore it out. And I was like, I'll regrind it off and clean it up and re-weld it one day. But don't really want to run the Falcon. Mine's still out in the house. It was good. I could probably pull it out and put it back on there, but I shelved it. It had 20 hours on it, and I was like, it was a champ. I was like, whatever. I was like, that's history now, my history, so it's put away. But the new one I have built, I didn't plan on running. I'm not going to run it. I'll build something else before I mess with that bottom end with the Balance and True 38 millimeter stroke crank that I got from Kevin. Yeah, I want to build it. I'd like to build it for someone, but people don't want to pay to play. Yeah, the rain will be on and off all day, so it'll be sticky. And like I said, though, if it gets out of here, I haven't checked the Weather Channel yet. I'll check it in a minute. All right, go get that money, Jared. I'll come down there on vacation just to make money. And then I can see Florida, yeah. I mean, not Florida, but your area, yeah. No, I'm still considering that. That maybe one day, maybe in a year from now, if it's still hopping like that, while I'm on vacation, I'll do that shit with you. I'll let you do your area and I'll do an area. That shit would be fun. But, that was just, thinking ahead, smoking and thinking stupid. But it would be fun, yeah. Especially if it was worth my time. Hell yeah, I'll do that shit. Make some money while I'm on vacation a couple of days. Fuck yeah. I was like, huh? But anyway. I seen you getting it. Yeah, you can't do that shit here. Yeah. But by vacation, the areas you can. Especially if you can get people at like hotels. I mean, not hotels, the condominiums and shit like that they rent for weeks at a time and shit. Or houses that people stay in to rent the houses for weeks at a time. Yeah, you can deliver for them peoples. You can get them peoples on the, hey, people deliver your shit for you so you ain't got to leave your vacation spot. Yeah. Money making. You got to have you got to call one of your bike, whatever bike, you got to just call it the motherfucking money maker. He's gone now, but yeah, the fucking money maker. I love that shit. But anyway, yeah, it's bored. Weather's crappy, so we just living people. If you got time to BS, that's why we're here right now. I ain't shit I can do outside. I got my little ride in yesterday.
ordered me a couple parts, whatever. I didn't spend much money. I think I spent $30, 28, $30, something like it. 12, 24, 25. Yeah, right after the shipping, because I didn't spend enough. I didn't spend $100 to get free shipping. So I think it was like cost me like $5 or whatever for shipping, which or $4 wasn't bad from Treatland. But yeah, if you spend the $100, you get the free shipping. And if you got a discount code, that also helps. Yeah, y'all don't forget to hit the likes. We just chilling. I need to feel like I'm getting hungry. I need to drink my water, and then I can have another cup of coffee. But yes, I need to figure out what I'm gonna put on the other bike. I can use a pipe that I already have, nothing, so I don't have to buy a pipe. Don't have to buy cranks. Don't have to buy really nothing at all. Just I need to. If anything, it would be a cylinder, but that would be something I don't even know what that would be, because I got cylinders. And now that I pulled that case reed part apart, I got that extra crank that I did. So I don't really know. Don't know. Oh yes, Tom, the guy with the bike, he was trying to get the front suspension. Yep, he's the guy who was trying to get the suspension he was looking for or something. But I see you got a bike and some feral kitties. They will make you sick. But yes, something I can play with, something fun. I got carbs, jets. Just figure out something to play with. I could build another Minarelli, but I don't want to. I got one right here to play with. Don't really want to build another Avenger, even though I got a head I could stick on the Raul's engine. He said he wanted, but I ain't got a crank in it. I mean, clutch in it or done yet. So I could build it, but I don't want to run another Avenger. Not right now. I got a 40-stroke hybrid power bottom end out in the house that was put together in China, not by hybrid power. So got one of them out in the house I could use for something, because I readjusted all that shit anyway. So I got some options though. Just got to figure out what I got to do. But I'd really like to try to. I'd really like to run a little 38 millimeter. 38 millimeter crank Falcon. But I could also run one of those China cylinders I got on 38 millimeter also, because this is a beautiful engine. This is the one I'd like to sell though. Remember, I haven't finished. But we will see. We will see what becomes of it. 38 stroke MZ Miami JS50 rod. Yep. Python seals, heat treated bevel gear. Very nice, very nice.
I could put this on the gray bike, but I really like to get one in somebody's hands that's set up nice, as nice as any of the ones they can fucking buy on the fuck book. Yes, sir. I have the window 48s, and I also have the non-window 48. See if you can go buy one of them again. Bet you can't. Not from in Miami, because they ain't no more. Yeah. I tried to get another non-window when they was gone. After I got this one. That was a year ago. Got some nice pins. They had nice parts with them. They even sent C-clips with them and stuff. They sent me missing parts. I didn't get a pin for one of them. See, this one's like raw. It didn't come with a pin or clips or nothing. I think it may come with some cheap clips, but it didn't come with the C-clips like the other ones come with. But yeah, nice piston, nice 48. I could probably run it in the LD. I don't know what's the clearances on them. I'd have to look at one, which I do have one in there. Hold on. I do have a spare LD cylinder that I ran when I was in between engines at one time. So let me go grab that real quick. See how the and it was a decent cylinder, but when I built it, it was like I needed something to ride in between other things I was doing. So I ported the little cylinder, and I didn't prep the rings on the cylinder on the like I was your rings on the crappy cylinders you get. The rings that come with these are beautiful though. You really need hardly no prepping, but you can. Like the China rings, I didn't prep it. I wanted to see what it would do to the cylinder. And it did make little scrape marks on it, but you can't feel it. But a prep ring, it would have made the cylinder look even better. But this is a LD that I had that I could have gave away, but it's got a little tiny boost port in it. I don't have a piston for it. I think I trashed the piston, or I threw it away or did something with it. But the cylinder was still good. It didn't have many hours on it, 4 hours or something, but. Yeah, it looks poor. Hold on. It looks poor in there, but there's. See if I can get a light on it. Hold on. It looks poor, but you can't feel any of that. But that's all done to unprep rings, and that's where your one pin is, because I only run a single ring, so. Yeah, it looks like shit. Yeah, I didn't set the gap on it or nothing. I threw it on the bottom end, threw it on the bike so I could ride. And it's like I said, I've had this one on the ground for over a year and a half, 2 years. This thing's, I just never gave it away or nothing. It was temporary for what it was. I should have prepped the ring on it and all that, so it would still look decent. All that, you can't feel none of that. That's all. Nothing to the touch. But let's see how well the old 48 fits in there. A little sloppy in there, a little sloppy. Let's see, bottom dead center, there's a hole still in there. Oh shit, I'd run that. That ain't a whole lot of slop up there at the top. And the ring will take that shit out, especially on our cheap China cylinders. That piston fits in there quite nice. So I would even consider, I don't like that the window's open when you're at bottom dead center, which I would have to see it on the, yeah, see your window on these big window pistons. That's the only flaw I liked. I didn't like how big the window was on them, but the pistons are real quality. But yeah, somewhere around bottom dead center, my window's still open. I mean, I don't, bueno. But this is what it looks like at top dead center. Little skirt in the intake, not much, and I'm leaving about a millimeter of gap up there, so. I probably wouldn't even skirt it because of all the window. You don't have much to skirt there, and if you do, you fucking have a big ass window. That's why I got the other piston too, the non-window. I could set up on something, make the window where I wanted it, or no window at all, and just do a third transfer. So yeah, the little 48 MZ cylinder pistons work well inside a LD90 setup. If you wanted a better piston for your LD, those old MZ Miami 48 millimeter pistons are quite nice. They have thin ring. You don't got to run both the rings. They're a better quality ring. I don't know how many they got left, but I grabbed me a couple to experiment with one day. Transfer sides are, they're nice. But yeah, I don't know. It was, I think I just had it piston ports all it was. But it did good. I think I ran it around 9,200 or something. I don't even remember my gearing I had on the bike at the time. Like I said, it was 2 years ago. I didn't even do a video with it. I probably only ran it for like 2 or 3 weeks until I was waiting on to whatever I got, and then boom. So you probably never even sent it run because it was just for me to ride around on while I was waiting on stuff. But yeah, little baby boost port, probably at 10 degrees after transfer, or it might be even. Let's look at the piston real quick. No, it opens with the transfer. It opens with the transfer. It's just real little boost port. But it do open with a transfer. So yeah, it was a little piston port. Yeah. So it's a backup. Like if somebody broke down around here or something, they needed something, they could throw that on. You have to resurface this. Put a little file real quick and re-hit that. Take the old piece of gasket off, wash it, and you'd be ready to rock. I don't buy engines because they're all Chinese engines. And usually if you buy one, just plan on, taking it apart, or at least taking the case cylinder off and flushing it out and all that. Yeah, I don't really buy from. The last ones I bought were from Hybrid Power, and I thought they put the cases together, but no, China did. China still did a good job, but I thought they did it and they didn't do it. But they left the shields on the bearings, which I've still got a motor together right now with the shields on it. Before China was sending them out like that again, which they probably always did it. But no, I built one with the shields on the outside
and it never gave me no problem. But every one I built, I pulled my shields off. Only one I did like that, just for testing, and it was fine. But every one I build, just the shields off. Only did one like that, just to test. Every other engine has always had the shields removed. When I inspected one of those hybrid power bikes in bottom ends, I found out that the shields were still on and that they didn't put the bottom ends together. China did. So that was a little disappointment. We're getting close to an hour. Look, let's have a safety meeting real quick. I'd smoked a damn J before we did this, and that's 2 times in a row I shouldn't have did that. Should have saved. So yeah, I'm gonna start thinking about what I want to put on the other bike because I like riding. I do like power too. I like stuff I can have access to rebuilding, you know, and not access to stuff that's expensive. And yeah, they have their place. Hoping Leonard can go live. They said that you went live the other day, Leonard, and I never got the notification. Or if I did, I was working or something, so I never even knew about it. So hopefully we can get you going live again. Hopefully you've been working on one of the bikes. Just focus on one of them. And then that's your blueprint for or half a blueprint for however you want to modify the rest of them. But just focus on one, brother. Get it rideable and start tuning. But yeah, you can't focus on all of them at once. You can just collect parts, but you can only build one at a time. Otherwise, it gets, hectic. There ain't enough room to build them all at once, unless you got your very own shop. Yeah. We all want to see you ride or have one, you can ride. And the Pink Lady is the closest one. You just need a proper exhaust on her and finish buttoning up all your loose ends, and that'll motivate you even harder to build the rest one at a time. Better and faster and everything. It goes together like a gumbo. Like peas and carrots. Oh shit, I hear the thunder. Yep, we're getting close to the minute. What's up, Ahmed? We're just hanging out, doing motorized bicycle stuff. Everyone's welcome. But yeah. Anuf Ahmad. Yep, you're welcome to hang out. But yeah, this is our little hobby. We do motorized bikes. I go live every once in a while. So get you a little up close on my motorized bike before we get off of here. It's a little powerhouse. This is our little hobby. And then we chat, have safety meetings. And yeah. Well, yeah, this is what we do, a little hobby, one we can ride. So, but yeah, you're welcome to hang with us anytime. We just be BSing, talking motorized bicycle stuff.
But yeah, we're getting close to the hour. Leonard, I still hadn't sent you your stickers yet. I'm gonna get your stickers to you, Leonard. I'm gonna give you two of the little ones, and I'll give you this one right here too. They still sitting there from when I set them there. I need to put them in the envelope, wipe them off. But yep, y'all have a good Saturday. Maybe someone else will go live. You know, maybe I'll make a order or something. So y'all like, comment, subscribe. We're waiting on you, Leonard. Y'all be good. Love all your bikes. Peace out.